Good morning to all my dear students. Welcome back to the new academic year. I hope that you all are fine at home and your parents are at home. Everyone is safe at home. I hope so. I'm Sister Jissa John and I'll be handling English this year for you. And some of you know me well because last year I have taken English for you. And we all are eager to meet you here. But due to the present situations, it's not possible. Still, we will continue our classes. You will listen from home and we will teach from our homes. Still, we will have a relation. And before starting the first lesson, I have to tell you certain instructions. First thing, you must read the text before listening so that it will help you to understand the text very well. Otherwise, it's not possible for me to take or read the lesson first and take the whole lesson because it's very difficult to load in the Google Classroom. So please read it and listen. The second thing is, I'll send you the notes that you have to copy into your notebook. The meanings as well as the question answers I'll give you. Meanings, you know how to write. Put a line in the middle and write the meanings neatly, and after that you write the question answers, copy it, and after that you study. And the third thing is, you have to start writing your cursive writing half page a day, and when you come back to the school you have to submit it. And the last thing is, you have to start writing your language exercise. You will start with the first lesson, but I'll tell you which question you must attend. Like last year, you have to write only one exercise from the first question and one letter from the second section. And which one you have to write, I'll tell you. I'll be sending it through the time diary. So, all the best for everyone. We'll start with the first lesson. The first lesson for us to study is the 3 questions. Which are the 3 questions that we will see later? Before that, let us study about the author. The story is written by Leo Tolstoy. I think that you might have heard of this particular author. He is a short story writer as well as novelist. One of his famous works is War and Peace. Before coming to the story, let's think about what is success. What do you feel about the question success? What does it mean? Did you get success in any of the occasions in your life? Or have you heard of any famous persons who succeeded? Yes, definitely you will have the answer. And you will see what is success towards the end of the story, which will give you some tips to lead a very good life in order to get success. Does this success depends on the present time, future time, or past time? Have you got success in your past, or do you expect something in the future? Or at present, do you feel that you have success? Let's come to the lesson, the 3 questions. Once upon a time, there was a king who believed that he would be successful if he knew the answers to 3 questions. What was the right time to begin something? Who were the right people to listen to? And what was the most important thing to do? This particular king had a doubt about 3 questions. About the right time to begin something, and the right people to whom we have to listen, and the most important thing that we must do. So he announced that a great reward would be given to anyone who could satisfactorily answer these questions. Wise men came to the king, but they all gave different answers. And this was a custom that if the king had any doubt in a country, he will be asking these questions to the people, and those who know the answer, they will be coming forward and they will be getting the rewards. And in the similar way, he asked a question, and many people came. The wise men came to the king, but their answers were different. In reply to the first question, some said that to know the right time for every action, one must draw up in advance a table of days, months, and years, and must live strictly according to it. Others declared that it was impossible to decide beforehand the right time for every action. Hence, one must always do one's duty instead of wasting time in idleness. Others again said that the king should have a council of wise men who would help him fix the proper time for everything. These were the different answers for the right time. First answer was, you must plan beforehand. Sometimes it will be before some days or months or years in order to get success, in order to know the right time. Others said that planning and sitting before a long time doesn't mean anything. This is only wasting of time. So we must act at present. And others told that there should be a group of people who can answer this question. They will be called the council, and they can answer this question. Equally various were the answers to the second question. Some said that the counselors were the most important people, others the priests, others the doctors, while some said the warriors were the most necessary. And for this second question, that is, who are the most important people? And some said that the counselors, those who decide about the country's development and helping the king. And the counselors are the most important people. And others said that they are priests. Priests means those people who perform religious duties. And some said doctors, and others said that they are warriors. That means warriors means one who fights for the country. To the third question, what was the most important occupation? Some replied that the most important thing in the world was science. Others said it was skill in warfare, and others again that it was religious worship. And for the third question also, the answers were different. Some said that means the most important thing that we must do is science. And others said that this is warfare. Warfare means engaging in war. And others said that this is worshipping God. That is more important. All the answers were so different that the king could agree with none of them and gave the reward to none. But he still wished to find the right answers to his questions. He decided to consult a hermit widely renowned for his wisdom. And here the king, since he did not get a satisfactory answer from anyone in the country, he decided that he will be going to a hermit. Hermit, you know, they are persons who lives a simple life, and also there will be a religious person. And he decided to go to a hermit in order to get answers for his question, because it is believed that this particular hermit will have a revelation from God and he knows answers to every question. The hermit lived in a forest which he never left, and he welcomed only common folk. So before reaching the hermit's cottage, the king put on simple clothes, got off his horse, and leaving his bodyguard behind, went on alone. It was not possible for a king to reach the hermitage, because the hermit welcomed only the common people. He never welcomed extraordinary persons like a king. So he decided that he will be changing his appearance by changing off his clothes into a simple cloth of a common man, and also he got off his horse. He left his horse and also his bodyguard, and he went on alone. The hermit was digging the ground in front of his hut. Seeing the king, he greeted him and went on digging. The hermit was frail. Each time he stuck his spade into the ground and turned a little earth, he breathed heavily. When the king was reaching the hermitage, this particular hermit was digging the ground in order to cultivate, and but he was very weak. Frail means weak. He was very weak. Still, he continued his work even though he breathed heavily. The king went up to him and said, I have come to you, wise hermit, with 3 questions. How can I learn to do the right thing at the right time? Who are the people I need the most, and what work is the most important and needs my attention first? He repeated the same questions to the hermit in order to get an answer. The hermit listened to the king but answered nothing and started digging again. You're tired, said the king. Let me take the spade and work a while for you. Thank you, said the hermit, and giving the spade to the king, he sat down on the ground. 1 hour passed and then another. The sun began to sink behind the trees, and the king at last stuck the spade into the ground and said, I came to you, wise men, for an answer to my questions. If you can give me none, tell me so, and I will return home. Since this hermit was not giving any answer to his questions, and he was continuing digging, the king felt that he has to help the hermit because he appeared to be very tired. The king started to help the hermit, but towards the end of the day, that means almost it was night, he wanted to return to his palace. So he asked to give the answer for his questions so that he can return home. Here comes someone running, said the hermit. Let's see who it is. The king turned around and saw a man come running out of the forest. There was blood flowing from a wound on his leg. When he reached the king, he fell to the ground, moaning feebly. The king washed the wound as best as he could and bandaged it with his handkerchief and with a towel the hermit had. When the king was begging answers to his questions, they found that someone was running and coming towards them. And they found that this was a man, and he was bleeding on his leg. And the king found that he wanted to help the man, so he just washed the wound and bandaged it with his handkerchief and with a towel. When at last the man felt better, the king brought fresh water and gave it to him. Meanwhile, the sun had set and it had become cool. So the king, with the hermit's help, carried the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. Lying on the bed, the man closed his eyes and was quiet. The king was so tired from his work and the work he had done that he crouched down on the threshold and fell asleep. When he awoke in the morning, he found that the wounded stranger was staring intently at him. Forgive me, said the man in a weak voice, when he saw that the king was awake and was looking at him. I do not know you and have nothing to forgive you for, said the king. And after washing his wounds and bandaging it, the king gave him fresh water. That means you know that what are the things that you must do as first step when someone is wounded. The king does all these things, and after that the king helped this particular man to lie down on the bed of the hermit with the help of the hermit. And after that, after lying down on the bed, he just started to sleep. At the same time, the king also felt tired, but there was no place to sleep. That is why he just sat down and started to sleep. When he woke up in the morning, a strange thing happened. What was it? This particular man who was wounded yesterday, he was looking or staring at him. What is the meaning of staring? Staring, that means looking very thoroughly at a person. He was staring at this king, and after that he was begging, forgive me. But the king did not know that he had done something wrong to this man, or this enemy has done something wrong to the king. That is why he was puzzled, and he is asking, I do not know that you have done something wrong and I have to forgive you. You do not know me, but I know. I am an enemy of yours who swore to revenge himself on you as you wrongly took away my property. I knew you had gone all alone to see the hermit, and I planned to ambush you on your way back. But you did not return, so I came out to find you. Your bodyguard recognized me. As I ran away, I fell and I was wounded. I should have bled to death if you had not nursed me. I wish to harm you, and you have saved my life. Now, if I live, and if you wish it, I will serve you most faithfully. Forgive me. And what was the problem with this man? What was the mistake that the king had done towards this man? Because he tells that even though the king was unaware of the thing that happened, unknowingly he had taken away some of the property of this man. That is why he was looking for an occasion to revenge upon the king, and he found that he was going to the ashram that day, and he will, while returning, he can harm this king or kill this king. But the thing happened was opposite. The king did not return that day. Since he did not get answers to his three questions, he could not return, and his bodyguard only came back. And while he was coming out of the forest, he saw this bodyguard and he fell down and he was wounded. And after that, he came to the ashram, and after that only the king served him very well, nursed him very well, and he was very thankful to the king. The king was happy to have made peace with his enemy. He not only forgave him, but said he would send his own physician to treat him, and promised to restore his property. Then the king went out and looked around for the hermit. He wished once more to beg an answer to his questions before leaving. The hermit was outside, sowing seeds in the beds that had been dug the day before. And finally, the king was very happy because before killing this man, or before dying this man, he could make a compromise with the enemy. So he forgave him and promised that he will send his own physician to treat him, and promised that he will be giving back the property that he had taken unknowingly. After that, he reached the hermit in order to know the answers for his three questions. The king approached him and said, "For the last time, I pray you to answer my questions, wise man." "You have already been answered," said the hermit. "How answered? What do you mean?" asked the king. "Do you not see?" replied the hermit. "If you had not pitied my weakness yesterday, and had not stayed back to dig those beds for me, you would have been attacked by that man on your way back. So, the most important time was when you were digging the beds. I was the most important person, and to do me good was your most important business." And he told that since you could not go back yesterday, and since you were digging, you were not killed, and you were not attacked by your enemy. So this delaying of the time was most important for you yesterday. That is why this particular person, that is the hermit, only helped him to remain there in order to get answers. If he were not delayed, or if he had given a ready-made answer to him, he must have returned, and on his way back he must have been killed. So the time was when you were digging the beds, and the important person was the hermit himself, and the important business was digging the ground. And that is why he is telling that each moment has each answers. That is why here the most important answer is this: when you were digging the ground. Afterwards, when that man ran to us, the most important time was when you were attending to him. If you had not bound up his wounds, he would have died without having made peace with you. So he was the most important person, and what you did for him was your most important work. And what was the answer to the moment when he was nursing this man? When he was wounded and when he came to his help, what was the most important time? That means when he was nursing his wounds, that was the most important time. And what was the most important? Who was the most important person? The enemy was the most important person. and the help that you did for him was the most important work that you must have to do at that particular moment. So each moment the answer differs. That is why if the hermit had already answered the answer, that must have been wrong, because he could have been told only one answer, but the answer differs in each and every moment. So he could not say a ready-made answer. Now he makes this king himself to answer this, and here the king himself answers. Remember then, there is only one time, that's right now. It is the most important time because it is the time when we have any power. The most important person is the one with whom you are at a particular moment. No one knows whether you will ever meet anyone else in future. The most important thing to do is to good, because for that purpose alone we are sent to in this world. And finally he gives the answers. The most important time is the present moment. Whatever we can do at present only can be done for success. The past is not important, nor the future is not important. The present moment now is most important. And because we can do any makeup only at present, we cannot do any makeup what had already happened, or we cannot do anything what will happen. Only the power we have only of the present moment. So you act present at present. The most important person is the one with whom you are at a particular moment. At this moment with whom you are, that is more important. At this particular moment I am with you, and I am most important person for you, and you are the most important persons for me at this particular moment. And no one knows whether you will ever meet anyone else in future. I don't know, after this moment I will meet someone else. I'm not sure. The only surety I have is of the present moment and the persons who are with me at present. So whatever we can do to that particular person with whom you have or you are at present, that is more important. The most important thing to do is to do good, and each moment you do good. That is the only thing that we can do, and that is the only time that we can do, because that for that purpose alone are we sent to in this world. And our only purpose in life is to live at present, to act at present, and to serve the persons who are with us at present. So children, I think that this will definitely help you to have a fruitful year. This is the best story that can be read in the beginning of a year, because you can plan well and you have to work hard each moment, so that definitely success will be with you and you will be the best persons in life. You do good for everyone with whom you are at present. So best of luck, and have a very fruitful academic year.